This is the second day of our trip down there at the end of October. This is October 30th. We're headed up to the pay station. First day we rode the Mulberry side. Today we're going to ride the Mill Creek Blue Loop section. So we ran up to the self-pay station that's on that side of the trails. They had no envelopes for to pay with. So we decided to go ahead and ride the trails over to the other side to the other pay station and pay our $3 there.
Yeah, I guess.
I can follow you for a bit.
So do we want to try to get to the other pay stations?
Yeah, we probably should, but I don't know how to get there for sure.
You got the maps. I'll follow you. Yeah, that's if I can follow the maps. All right.
So we're headed over to the other pay station to pay our $3. There isn't any just a direct trail to get to it. We gotta kind of weave our way through around. So I'm trying to follow some of my old trails on the ride command. My wife is setting out this morning ride. It was still pretty cool out, and she decided that she'd wait till it warmed up a little more. So I'm riding by myself, and Mike's got his nephew Jackson with him. So we didn't really have any plans of where we wanted to ride. We were just going to go ride.
Traffic ahead.
Go ride in the morning anyway. So it makes a good trip over to the other pay station.
We have traffic ahead of us.
We only came up on this one guy behind him. We followed him for a little while. He eventually pulled over and let us around. I'm still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. As when time I made this video up, I was at 749. Appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing and help me out. I'd like to get to the 1,000. I'm getting ready to retire. It'd be nice to get a little bit of income come in to help pay for some of these trips. Or the guy pulled over and let us around. Once I get retired, I'll have time to go to a lot of places I haven't been able to go to. Big tree across the trail. Somebody had cut a little trail around it. We were hoping to catch the leaves really changing colors, but some areas had really changed, and there were some that were still green. I really think that another week would have been the perfect time to come down for the fall colors. We had been watching the weather before we came down. They were showing rain like for 4 or 5 days before we came down. We were really hoping that the waterfalls would really be going and the streams would be going good, but The waterfalls was going, but not very good at all. The streams were just about normal. When I talked to the guy at the Mulberry Mountain Lodge we're staying, he said that they had a pretty good drought over the summer, and then all that rain it got soaked right up.
Well, we got to go up here, and when the blue loop peels off to the left, that's where we got to go. There's no straight way to it. Just
it's way on the other side.
With all the rain they had, I don't guess they never had any just downpours. It was all light rain, so it did keep the dust down good. Like I said in the previous video, I just put a back panel on mine, side by side. They say that really helps keep the dust down inside because it keeps from sucking back in, but I'll have to wait to see if it really does, because there wasn't any dust to speak of at all. Still a lot of water panded in spots on the trail. But if you've never been down to this area, you can ride these trails no matter how wet it is.
I'm gonna let Jackson drive.
10-4. I'm just gonna creep real slow.
For the most part, all the water that's standing on the trails is packed clay, so you don't really sink down in it too much. And like I said in the previous videos, mud is not really a bad problem down here. There are a few places where it is muddy and rutted, and you have to be careful in them. But for the most part, not too bad. You can ride down here no matter what the weather is. I always fly an American flag on one of my whips, and on the other whip I have several different flags I fly. And so far, nobody has been able to tell me what the one flag here that I'm flying right there is, except the only people that know is the ones that I've told them what it is. Nobody's been able to guess what it is. If you think you know what that flag is, make a comment and let me know. But not the people that I've already told. I don't want you to put out there what it is. I want to see if anybody can figure it out. But I have a couple of flags. I change them around some. But I always fly the American flag. My back, he's flying an American flag also, and then he also has another flag he's flying underneath it. I forgot what he had on there now. I think it's back blue. But here we are to the other pay station. Now, they have put in, they still have the envelopes, but they also have put in some kind of electronic machine that's going to take a card also. But we didn't use it. We paid the $3 in the envelope. And so now it's $3 per side-by-side, so it's cheap. So we got our passes there. Now we're headed back to get my wife Janice so that she can get out and go ride. And it's warmed up a little bit. Our plan was to get her and then head up to
left here?
Right.
head up to Combs to eat lunch and then ride some of the Blue Loop trails on the Mill Creek side.
To the right, and then we're on the trail.
We rode down here quite a bit, and we know some of the trails, but they are confusing. But I have the ride command in my RZR, so I have every ride we've done. It's on the map, so that's how I'm navigating to where we're going to get back. Yeah, the bad thing about this time of the year is the sun never gets very high. That's about as high as it gets, so it does throw some glare on the glass windshield I got. Like I said, we're headed back to the Sears house, which is where we're staying at Mulberry Mountain Lodge and Event Center, to pick up my wife. And then we're gonna, in the next video, we're gonna take off from there. We're gonna ride up to Combs and eat at the cafe there, eat some lunch, and ride the trails on the Mill Creek, some of the Blue Loop, go by Camp Carr, some of that. But that'll be in the next video. Appreciate it if you consider subscribing and coming back and checking in the next video out.
Which way here?
If you want to water skip this, I'll get out and get the camera ready.
Jackson wants to try.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, make sure to check out the next video. It'll be when we pick up my wife. But thanks for watching and subscribe if you could.